Talk about in multiplayer, like how people can play together with it, or
Yeah, absolutely. Move is going to be supported throughout all of the game modes, so it's going to be a multiplayer as well, which means that we still want to figure out whether we're going to have Move players thrown in with the DualShock players, because it's one of those things where we need to do a lot of play testing, because we were born and raised on the DualShock. So for us to gauge whether it's an unfair challenge or an unfair advantage to Move players with their auto aim and those kind of things, that's something that we have to test out. Obviously, it's very easy for us to kind of have Move players only play with Move players because it's a server-side setting, so we can always fix it if there are problems that we haven't resolved through play testing. So it's one of the great options, and we're finding that especially new players who haven't been kind of born and raised on DualShock immediately get to grips with the Move controller. So for us, we're really hoping that it opens the game up to a whole new audience, because it's kind of a hardcore game, but at the same time, a lot of people are attracted because of the visuals, or because of the story, or because of just the sheer violence in the game. They really kind of like that visual feeling of having a gun and walking around, but they find the DualShock a little bit too difficult or too daunting to play with. The Move controller should be a great option for those people. Obviously, the game is going to be playable in 3D as well, and if you add 3D and Move, you kind of that's kind of the best mix you could possibly have, because you feel like you're really in the middle of the game. You're holding your gun and you're right there in the middle of the world. So those are the great options. But there's going to be not too many people out there that have that kind of ideal combination.
one day though.
One day we'll be there. One day we'll be there. Absolutely.
Alright, just go on a little killing spree. Just get you
Little killing spree. There we go. That will go down well. Oh, I'm out of bullets. That's not what I wanted.
Animations are really good.
Yeah, we're adding a lot more animations to make sure that there's a lot of variety in terms of what you can do with the brutal melees and how these guys are getting up. And there's so much more variety in this game throughout. I mean, in this level here, there's jetpack troopers in. You get the fire round in the jetpack. You're an intruder with heavy weapons, all that kind of stuff. But that's going to be throughout the game. We're gonna add a lot of vehicles to it. As you may have seen in the multiplayer demo at the show floor, we're also adding vehicles to the multiplayer side of things. So for the first time, you get to hop around in jetpacks in multiplayer as well. We even have the exoskeleton, which is a lot of fun because it adds a lot of firepower to it. And to offset that, we've got, on the one hand, we've got all of the cool new weapons that Killzone 3 has. So some of the big gyro mount weapons with the Wasp rocket launcher or the minigun, those will be available in multiplayer as well. But at the same time, we've got these things we call level events, where you can kind of influence what happens in the level. So in one of the levels, there's a big EMP blast that goes off at times. You can trigger that. So you have all these jetpack guys flying around, and you can trigger this EMP blast, and they all start falling from the sky, which is a lot of fun. So you can kind of offset all of these things with cool level events or with bigger weapons. And that's kind of the end, where all the enemies are dead.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.